So, what are context clues? Context clues are hints that an author gives to help you understand difficult words. The clue may appear almost anywhere in the paragraph. Now, context clues are extremely important because they are used frequently in the LitPro test. You are given a paragraph and then given words to describe that paragraph. And the answers can always be found with context clues. So the 5 different types of context clues are inference clues, definition clues, example clues, antonym clues, and synonym clues. These make the acronym IDEAS, just to be able to remember them all. Okay, inference clues. These are by far the most important, especially for the LitPro test. We did inferencing, so text inferencing is using the clues in the text to discover what is not written. In short, it is reading between the lines. So if you remember our inference cards, so Khalifa drove his quad bike wildly, then he stopped to collect some shells and take a quick swim in the warm, salty water. So where is Khalifa? Why do you think so? It's not written where he is. We have to infer from the clues in the text where he is. So Khalifa is likely at the sea. It has salty water and he's collecting shells. You can't really do that in a pool. Okay, so now to help with the Literacy Pro test. Now most of the answers can be found by inferencing. So in the Literacy Pro test, there are clues in the reading passage that tell you which word to pick. So here's an example. So most kids sit at their desks during the school day, but in some classrooms, students are standing up instead. Some schools now have extra tall desks in their classrooms. The desks allow students to either stand or sit on stools. Some researchers say that standing helps kids stay fit and pay attention. It feels more open, so it helps me think better, says Jaden Warner, a fourth grader who uses a stand-up desk. So some students are blank to sit in class. So if we look at that, that's the clue right there. Standing helps kids stay fit and pay attention. Well, that's a positive statement. These are all negative words. Reluctant, unable, embarrassed. These are negative. So the one positive word is likely the answer, which it happens to be. Now, you'll also notice an example in this one by the little boy, Jane Warner. But I haven't gone through that yet, so I'm not going to go look at it too much. Definition clues. So the word meaning is explained in the sentence. So let's look at an example. They lived in a very affluent area. Whoa, that's a hard word. I'm not sure what that means. Their neighborhood was full of expensive houses and luxury cars. Expensive houses, luxury cars. That gives me a very big clue to what it means. Well, affluent, having a large amount of money and owning many expensive things. So, in the sentence afterwards, they actually gave me the definition of the word. Sadly, definition clues are rarely used in the Literacy Pro test. But if you happen to see one of the options, A, B, C, or D, that has a definition inside the writing or the reading passage, pick it. Example clues. This is another very important one. An example of the word is given. After the sentence, the word is in, or right after. He was a very affluent man. He often bought expensive clothes and cars. Well, affluent could mean wealthy because wealthy people get expensive cars. Now let's look at it with the lip protest. So Eli saw some kids jumping over hurdles. It looked like fun. Eli took a running start. He tried to jump all the hurdles at once. Crash! Jumping hurdles wasn't as easy as he thought. Eli blank fell, left, spoke, or wrote. Well, crash. That's a big word. If you fall, you could crash. So that's an example. You could fall with a crash. So this is an example of the word fell. Antonym or opposite clues. The word is explained by giving the opposite meaning. They moved into a very affluent neighborhood. It was nothing like their old neighborhood, which was full of broken down houses and crime. So this is opposite of the word affluent, which we should kind of figure it out by now because I gave you the definition 2 slides ago. Oh, unfortunately, antonym clues are rarely used, but if you happen to see a word that is the opposite of a word, or a word in the passage that is the opposite of one of the options, A, B, C, or D, that could definitely be the right answer. And synonym clue. Other words in the sentence are used that have a similar meaning. So, John was very affluent, just like his wealthy Aunt Sharon and rich Uncle Herod. Ooh, affluent. Synonyms wealthy and rich. So these two words mean the same as this word. So these are synonyms. So these are synonym clues. This is used frequently in the Literacy Pro test. So it was late. Eva tried to finish her book, but she could not keep her eyes open. She got into bed and turned out the light. So could not keep her eyes open is a phrase that means sleepy. The phrase could not keep her eyes open often means the same thing as sleepy. So this is a major context clue. Sometimes one of the answers will be a synonym of a word in the text. Smith rode his bike back there the next day. He saw the woman again at the same time. It was 10 o'clock sharp. She was running down the driveway from the back of her house. The woman was singing, hurrying, calling, sleeping. Oh, hurrying also happens to be a synonym of run. So run is a synonym of hurry. So that is a good context clue to use. So for the Literacy Pro test, you will most likely use inference clues, but you may get example and synonym clues as well. So look for synonyms, look for examples, and try to find inferences. Good luck, guys. I will see you this week.